What's up, everyone? Well, welcome back to SK Trading Pro, and today I'm going to be going over the trade that I've taken right now on the AUD USD. Here we had higher lows and higher highs, and it made a higher high here, higher low, higher high, and then a higher low, and a lower high, and a lower low. So I seen that there was a liquidity sweep right here, and then we had a market structure shift right over here, and then we had a pullback to the B zone right over here. It touched the tippy wick, and then from there I thought, looking at from the 0 point to the B, there was a pullback as well as a break of structure that happened right over here. So I've recently got into this trade, and it's a 1 to 3.5 ratio trade on the AUD USD. And yeah, here's my second trade that I've taken. This is the USDCHF, the dollar franc. And I was initially up 0.5%, and then I took a loss 1%, so I was down 0.5%, and now I'm up 3%, the minus the 0.5%, so I'm up 2.5% on the TP3. So I've initially made 2.5% just right here, and if it goes to TP4, I'll be making 3.5% on this trade alone. So yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on this trade, and it's a 1 to 7 ratio. And literally, the only thing you guys need to know is please only risk 1 to 3%. So let's say you're doing an FTMO account challenge, right? You have to be smart. You have to be doing 1% only. Otherwise, you blow all your accounts, and you want to be smart with trading. So let's just say that I lost 0.5%, right? On the next trade, I'm targeting at least 3%, 4%, right? For my profits. And like I said here, this made a over here in this trade, it made a higher high, higher low, another higher high, and a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Instead of this price continuing down, it did the Quasimodo pattern, the Quasimodo model. Okay, it usually retraces back to the 75% level, to the 80% level, right? To that left shoulder right here, and then it drops. This is the Quasimodo pattern, and that's exactly what it did. And yeah, I'm up 2.5% on this trade. It's about to be 3.5%, which is very, very good for the week for me. And I'm very proud of this trade that I've taken. And also, I'll be keeping an eye on the AUD USD trade right here. And it's a 1 to 3. So I'll be targeting every 1-to-1 trades. I'll be closing half, and then I'll close 25%, and then I'll close the rest of the 25% on the last trade. So let's say that that's TP1, that's TP2, and that is TP3. Okay, so I'll be closing out on 50% of my trade on TP1. Okay, this is trade management. Now that you know how to trade, you gotta know how to manage your trade. So it's all about managing your trades. It's not just out of this world where you just go in and take a trade and profit, right? That's what people think. But the thing is, in trading, it's it's more psychological. You have to be very, very smart and very, very cautious. And that's the thing. These people, they just letting their, they don't have the capital, so they're just letting their trade run. And like a maniac, and that's not what you need. You need to be consistent. You need to be consistent with your strategy, and you got to be consistent with trade management. And that's exactly what I've listed right here. If you look at this list, my checklist, risk only 1 to 3%. If you really trust your analysis, the SK Trading Pro strategy, and you really want to trust your analysis and you want to go for a 3%, go for a 3%. But go, if you leverage, if you have a higher leverage and you want to risk higher percent, you're going to lose. You're going to lose 90% of those trades. And that's what people don't get. If you're over leveraging your trade, that's you're just going to blow your account. So no one talks about the risk percentage. Please, 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 only risk 1 to 3%. And if you believe your analysis is right, it will hit your TP, just like my USDCHF trade, okay, that I've taken last week. I've showed in my other videos. You have to trust your analysis. If you think that liquidity is taken out here, trust it. If you think this is a market structure with the body candle close, trust it. If you think that this is a break of structure with the full body, trust it. If it retraces back to your B and the BC zone, trust it and then take the trade and then just leave it, okay? The most you're going to take is a 2% loss. 2% loss of your capital, okay? But you're going to be making 6, 7, 6, 7%. I lost 2%, and let's say I have a 7% target. I'm going to be making 5%, which is very, very good. And you're going to take some losses, you're going to take some wins, but like I said, you got to know how to manage your risk and manage your trade. Let's say you want to close 50% on TP1, you want to close 5% on TP2, you want to close another 5% on TP3. Depends on your risk appetite, okay? If you want to be more aggressive, if you want to be more moderate, and you want to be more, safe, then you do your trading management accordingly to what you initially want, okay? And let me go over the trade strategy. This is the trade strategy. This is the only strategy, the only model I use to trade. Do not complicate this, okay? This is very, very easy. This is the SK Trading Pro strategy, so please watch carefully. So let's say the market is making higher highs and higher lows, okay? Let's say this is a bullish trend, okay? Once this price right here breaks below this point, it is bearish, but it hasn't confirmed yet. This is just a market structure shift. You want to see another break of structure. You want to see a break of structure right here. Now, this is your second confirmation. This is where you want to get in, okay? But you're still not in yet, okay? So this is your liquidity. This is your liquidity. This is step one, list one, liquidity. Step two, the market structure shift. What happened? It, when the price broke below this point, right? The whole body the whole body of the candle closed here. And now this is the market structure shift right here. Okay, when the price was moving down and it broke this point right here and closed below this, that is a market structure shift. Okay, now you want to see a break of structure. This is a second confirmation. Okay, let's say the price pulled back up to the SK trading zone of 0.5 and 0.667. Okay, it could do the Quasimodo pattern and go up to 786 or the 882, but it will go back down. But just those happen a little bit more less. This is your trading B zone right over here. Okay, and now you saw the price bounce from the B zone and then break this point right here. Now this is the break of structure. Okay, now you want the price to come back and retrace your 50% level before making a move down. Okay, now this is where you get in. This is where you trade. This is where you risk 1% to 3% max 3, minimum 1% of your account. And now this is called the BC zone. Okay, this is the BC zone right over here. And now this is where you want to enter your trade on the 50% of that box. And you initially identify your take profit level from that higher high to that lower low and then back to that lower high. And that is your target profit right here at 2. Cuz the Fibonacci is like a mirror. So if it hits, you measure from 0 to 1, and then now from 1 and 2, that is a mirror point. Okay, that is the whole mirror point. And this is where you take the trade. Sometimes it's 1 to 2, sometimes it's 1 to 3, 1 to 4. Let's say the price retraced back up here. Now that is exactly like my example of that USDCHF trade. I've got in right over here on the neck of that higher high here, higher low, higher high, and then lower low. The neck of that higher high will be my entry point again. Okay, like I said, right over here between the 882, the 786, and the 667. So you want to be looking for a trade. Let's say you lost 1%. You're looking for a trade to enter from somewhere here. Okay, either this point, or this point. So yeah, this is the exact strategy. This is what I teach. I only teach strategy. Okay, and that is my point. I will not be um I will not complicate this because my trading strategy is simply mechanic. So everything that I show on my trading strategy, it's proven. Okay, I only trade proven strategies, and if my strategy works for you, good. If it doesn't work for you, okay, then you can go on and try other people's strategies. But this is what's worked for me for the past 2 years, and I've managed to teach hundreds of people my trading strategy, and I'm happy with you know what my trading strategy, my trading style. I'm happy with who I am, and my trading career has been a wonderful journey, and this is working for me. But if you think that it's not going to work for you, please don't trade at all. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, please don't trade at all. Otherwise, if you trade accordingly, if you trade with discipline, if you trade with caution, if you trade with um, mental awareness that you could actually lose money. But if you think that if you're mentally ready and you will make money. So please just keep in mind that if this strategy works for you, then good. If it doesn't, then I want you guys to um, follow other people's strategies. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's working for me and it's working for people that I've taught. And yeah, I mean, yeah, last week I was down a 0.5%, but now I'm up 2.5%, about to be 3.5%. So uh, there's examples. I mean, I've taken a trade on the gold 1 minute, and I've taken a win. I think Monday morning, and now I just got into the AUD USD trade here. There was the liquidity, the lower low, and the higher high with the body close, and then the break of structure here. And yeah, I'm in for a 3.5 1 to 3.5 trade. So if I lose a percent. If I win, I make 3.5%. So I'm looking forward to this trade. And yeah, that's all for today. And if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any comments, please comment below on my YouTube link and leave feedbacks on what should I do and what kind of tutorials should I do. And please like, subscribe, and comment on all of my videos. And I appreciate your support. And I hope to see y'all on the next one. Take care.